Well, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Cows are living on the horse side this morning, but that's what happens when you're not a cow. You're a furry, feathered, flying rooster. So the cows are losing their voices. That's normal for babies to do that, because they cry so much. So what's on the agenda today is we're going to be cleaning up the hay equipment. We are all but 90% done making hay. We are done with the hay tedder. We're done with the disc bind. It is the only thing we have to do is rake a field of hay. You guys are thinking, why not ted the hay? Tedding hay is absolutely dumb and stupid. Well, everybody can argue that, but you know, to each their own. Some may say that, you know, tedding hay is the greatest thing ever. It's how you get hay dry. And others will say tedding hay is absolutely dumb, stupid, unnecessary, and a waste of time, fuel, and manpower. Well, what did I just get done saying? To each their own, right? So, because the hay is so short and there's hardly anything there on the ground, by the time you get it all scattered out and all tore apart, the windrow, that is, you'll never get it all raked back up again. So it's just better to mow it, let it lay, and then rake it and bale it later. So we're gonna start by getting this disc bind cleaned up. We need to start this tractor, let it warm up for a minute, and then we can back the disc bind over there and we can start washing on it. I'm gonna try something a little different this year, washing the disc bind, the tedder. I'm gonna try wearing safety glasses over my prescriptive ones, just because the cost of everything has gone up. It's time to start saving on eyeglasses, and as many times as I have to stop what I'm doing, washing equipment, run up to the shop, clean the eyeglasses off, and walk all the way back down here, it would just be easier to, when these get all schnutzed up, to lift them up, look at what I'm doing, put them back down, and then go again. So I'm gonna try and do something a little bit different this year from washing in the past. Is we're going to start with everything under the hoods, the shields. We're going to wash all this out first, down in there, the shafts and everything. But before we even do that, we are going to get all the loose, dry stuff off the machine first, so that way we don't have such a mess. Because when grass, everybody knows that when grass gets wet, it gets all cakey and just, it makes things 10 times worse. So it's just, in my opinion, easier just to go around and just kind of knock all loose, dry stuff off this machine. Just like I said, so that way I don't have so much to Actually, I'm debating whether you'll get the leaf blower. Ah, there's not that much here. What they actually did is I'm kind of surprised with New Holland. They went and they put a curtain back here. Okay? To keep the, I don't know, just to keep this a little bit cleaner. So, yeah. So, I'm going to take and open the side shield. Just like that. Kind of going at things a little bit differently this year. Like I said earlier. And it just, I don't know. Things have changed about me for the better. And I'm looking at life differently. Because I know nobody likes to hear about religion. But you know what? I don't care. Because let's admit that when you don't read your Bible in the mornings, first thing, that, well, you're just like a baby. You get fussy, you get cranky, and, well, you have a bad day, just like I did. You stuck your finger in some grease. But, you know what, hey, where I was getting at was, you know, when you get fussy, or when babies get fussy and cranky, what's the first thing they want? They want to be held. They want to be loved on, and they want to be fed, more or less, is what it means when they are fussing and crying and everything else. Well, as Christians, we get fussy and cranky when we don't read our Bibles in the morning. And I've experienced that more times than not. I can be the first one to admit to that. That I find myself getting cranky and fussy in the mornings when I don't read my Bible. And I try to make up for it in the evenings. Sometimes I succeed at that, and sometimes I do not. And then sometimes I just read extra in the morning to make up for what I didn't read the following morning because I forgot. So, yeah, we're about done knocking all the dry stuff off of this machine. Because I'm going to do things differently, like I said. Like I said, I've changed for the better. And as bad as the flesh wants to go back to the old way, well, we're not going to. Actually, I think I'm going to run up and get a scraper. Yeah, why don't I go get a scraper and scrape the stuff off? Yeah, why do I do that? Make my life even easier. Yeah, why don't I go do that? This stayed pretty clean. We cleaned it out a couple weeks ago when we greased the thing. I don't understand why this stuff likes to get so tight around this gearbox. Or not this gearbox, this drive coupler. Where it gets its power from to power the turtles. Man. I kind of thought that maybe, you know, New Holland would make like some kind of a flip-up guard on this to maybe avoid this kind of problem, because there's just absolutely no way to get this dry stuff out of here. It's just it's a mucho hindrance. But we'll just keep on plugging after it. It'll take some time, but you know what? So what we were told to do today was wash the machine and get it all cleaned up. Oh my goodness, is that tight? Man, that is tight in there. Huh. But you just keep working away at it, little bits at a time, and you'll eventually get it all cleaned out. I know I'll probably bore you guys with you guys watch me clean this all out, so I will just bring you guys back when I get done. Now I know I was told to wash this up in the tedder, but you know what? You just have to take time and do it right and try new things. And that's exactly what I'm doing, is I'm trying something new. Something that I've never done before. Taking a couple of moments, scraping all the dried up, or all the dried on, or dry stuff off of this, so that way I don't have so much to deal with once the water hits it, because when water hits grass, it just turns it into a mess that you can never get away from. Everybody should hopefully know what I'm talking about, because if you look at the underside of your mower deck when you clean it, you will see what I'm talking about. Is how it's just all just wet, cakey, nasty from mowing wet grass. Well, this is the same scenario when water hits this. It just turns it all just nasty. So that's what we're trying to avoid here, is by scraping this off first. At least getting what we can get anyhow. Let me get this cleaned up the rest of the way, and I will bring you guys back. Okay, so I got everything all cleaned out of here. I mean, why couldn't, you know, New Holland just bolt something that goes from here? It goes from this piece of metal just down to here, because this thing is stationary. It doesn't move. So why can't they just put something down from here to there, make it come over like a square or like an L shape, and just leave this open because nothing gets back in here? Or just keep going around just to cover this, because there should be no reason why grass should be getting wrapped around that thing so tight. I do understand that there are grease fittings in here that need grease. So you could just make the thing out of a piece of tin or something. You know, it flips up and you can flip it back down and whatnot. Yeah, it just... things like that that could be improved on. And I did get this all scraped out the best that I could, so that way I'm not wearing it all when it comes time to put water to this thing and just make that much more a mess. I feel I would have made the same amount of mess if I were to hit it with water versus just scraping it off dry. I still made the same amount of mess either way. And especially down in here, where the dry grass likes to collect. You know, while you're doing underneath the cutter bar, you might as well just come in here and get this out of here as well, so that way you don't have to fight again the wet mess and all that. Because if we're honest with one another, who really wants to make things harder on themselves than they actually already are? I know I don't want to. Yeah, people may say that, you know, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, you don't know what you're doing. Well, to each your own. I have my way of doing things, just as you have your way of doing things. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, I'm getting this cleaned out. You guys seen me pull the handfuls of schnutz out of this thing, the dry grass, and we're just going to keep going until we get all the dry grass off this. We're getting it. I have to go take the 6120 over to the other place. I just wanted to show that the safety glasses do help a significant amount of good in keeping my prescriptive glasses clean. Then all you do is you just take a rag and you wipe it off, and then you go again. Took a little bit of a break from washing on stuff, dumped some material in here. There was a big hole, took a piece of belting, put in the hole from all the water that washed it out this past spring. Got that all fixed up. Brought a dump truck load of stone over, dumped in the hole like I said, and that sun is a killer, but it's gonna be a good day. It's always nice to take a break from what you're doing, like washing equipment, to go do something else. It's always a blessing to have a loader tractor on deck to be able to move pallets of feed around, move bales of hay, or spread the material out like we did. Goes a whole lot quicker when you get all the dry material out first, so that way you don't have a big old mess. You just have little giblets and bits that just, you know, pop up from place to place. But we're getting it. I will definitely say I'm very, very happy with the way that I did things this time. They're a little dirty, but these again are just the safety glasses. So I know we didn't get this thing all the way clean, but we're gonna have to go over it, soap it, and put the hoods down and wash it like I said. Then we're gonna soap it. It's always good to stop washing, let the thing dry, so that way you can go over it and see what you missed. I missed a little bit right there, but like I said, that's why you let it dry. And you can then go over it, or you can go over it while it is drying. I can see I didn't get that spring very well. So yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna say we did a bang up job on it. Very, very pleased with myself at how, you know, once you get something in your head. Now the only downfall is this curtain here. It is so rigid, there's no way to hold the wand, hold the curtain up and get all the way up in there without wearing it all. I'm gonna have to break the scraper out and just scrape it, and we'll see where that gets us. But that's the only downfall so far of washing this machine, is that curtain. But we'll get it. Like, I can do a little bit better job of washing in the inside of that there. Got underneath here. I was just, you know, shooting the water blind and didn't do too bad. I'm again pleased with myself. I'm not wearing the mess, just like, you know, I would previously if I wouldn't have scraped it all off with a knife first. And then I would have just been a sticky, disgusting mess all day. But you know what? You live and learn from your mistakes. So I am, like I said, very pleased with myself. We just need to hit them few little areas again, and fold the hood down, close the shields up, and spray it down and soap it. Move the hose over so I don't drive over it. I'm gonna call that clean. Let it somewhat dry off here, so that way it doesn't make a muddy, wet mess in the shop. But like I said, I'm very, very pleased. At least I'm not wearing it this time. That's always a plus. Only thing that could be done a little bit differently, I feel, is maybe somehow there could be more flex in that curtain. But I guess to get it the shape that it needs to be, it needs to be cut to length, and there needs to be so many bolts in it. That's the only thing I can find that's wrong with this thing when it comes to washing it. Other than that, I'm pleased with the way that I did it this year, starting out with scraping all the dry stuff, so that way I'm not wearing it. There's always a plus side to everything. So, kind of depressed right now because I had the battery charger on this 3010 for quite a while, and it said it was charged. There's the battery charger. But apparently something's going on with this to where I don't know. I'm just at my wit's end with this. It's aggravating that you gotta put life support on this darn thing every time you want to use it. It has been a pain in the butt in the cold since day one when it came on the farm. I had a thought of putting a battery charger on it, but those terminals don't look the best. So I just, as bad as I need this tractor, might just opt out for the 4020 sitting over there. Or I could just put the battery charger on the other side, but I tried being lazy, just unwrapping a few wraps off the cord, just running the cord down the tire to the tender, which was setting up here, but it's still no start. Yeah. I don't get it. But it starts fine off the one battery. I'm dumbfounded. I really am dumbfounded at this. It don't make any sense, because you should be able to charge one battery and it would charge the other, right? That's theoretically how it should work. And then you charge that battery and charge this battery, and, well, it starts a tractor. But apparently not. Well, its header is all cleaned up. I think we got some hydraulic problems, or else it might be a tractor problem. But that side over there, and I will demonstrate, goes up really, 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 really slow. I also think we're going to need to put a battery in this tractor, because you guys remember a hot minute ago we cleaned up the terminals on the battery and had the thing spinning over like $1 million for a couple of months. Well, now it's back to barely wanting to turn over. So we'll be addressing that a couple of days or so. But that hydraulic issue with that basket over there, I don't know what's going on with it. I will demonstrate for you the issue I'm having. So we're on the tractor. We are in neutral. We're going to turn the key on, push the clutch pedal, and it kind of hiccup, barked, and puked a little bit. It is going really, really, really slow. It does not matter if I go down or if I go up with it. It does not matter. So, I do not know what is wrong with it. But then you pull the rope. I don't know what's going on with it. See, now the thing's going up just fine. I don't understand. I don't get it. That is strange. Huh. I don't get it.